Hi, my name is Dr. Erin Alava, and I attended Northmont High School, the Thunderbolts. What do I do in a given day? I am a professor in animal science at the University of Findlay. I'm also an academic advisor as well as a mentor to about 600 students. The most exciting part of my career is getting to shepherd students from the high school age all the way to their professional or pre-professional age. I get to see them accept admission into vet school, go off into careers, accept internships, as well as just become successful adults. So some of the research that I get to do works with the animals that are at our university, at the University of Findlay. Particularly my interest is in beef cattle, and we have some cool technology on the cows. We've got some collars called Heat Watch Pro Time collars, and we get to look at rumination and step patterns. Some of the other research I get to do is in the classroom. I get to research how to make education better, particularly in animal science. Working at a university, I get to interact with students in a lot of different ways. So classroom is one of the more traditional ways I get to teach, but I get to also interact with students. I just got back from Omaha, Nebraska, taking our academic quadrathlon team to the Midwest contest. I also get to take students on our trips for our show cattle teams all across the United States. And so it's very enjoyable, and we get to interact inside and outside of the classroom. We use a lot of, maybe this is a bad word to you guys, but chemistry and nutrition. Nutrition is chemistry. I say that probably every day. But we look at all kinds of aspects of animal husbandry, animal physiology, meat science. And so it's a very diverse field that encompasses all kinds of different aspects from the live animal all the way down into the cell of each animal. I use technology in the classroom, particularly since COVID. We have had to adapt and learn how to use a lot of the computer technology available to us, including Zoom, which I'm sure you guys are all familiar with at this point, but more so broader to the animal sciences. The Heat Time Pro collars that I use for my cattle is one way to monitor animal health, animal reproduction, as well as animal nutrition. And so it gives us a kind of an insight where we can monitor animals at an individual level based on their behavior or physiology, and we can determine what's happening with them even prior to them maybe showing symptoms of a disease, or prior to us intervening, so we can get ahead of what might be a problem with them. So there's a lot of things that we can put on an animal that is attached to an app that shows up on my cell phone. As well as in nutrition, we look at rationing feeds and developing diets, and that definitely takes at least some basic math. At the end of the day, it's a science degree that would fall under the larger umbrella of a life science. And so you're very marketable from that perspective, that you would be eligible for jobs under that life science category, as well as animal science in general. At the University of Findlay, we have 3 emphasis areas. We have pre-vets, we have science, and we have industry. And so students can take a path that will lead them to professional school, say to become a vet, but it can also take them down a path that maybe they want to do research and work at a lab bench and further our understanding of animals, or it may take them into the field of production agriculture or production animal science, where they're working hands-on with animals. Some of the problems that we're trying to solve is, I think, ultimately in production livestock agriculture, in animal science, we're looking at how do we ultimately get more product out of an animal. Some of you might be aware that we're continuously dealing with factors such as the changes in climate, increase in population that will lead us to need more food, as well as even domestically areas where people are underserved populations that may not have the nutrition they need. And we can solve some of those problems by looking at our production animals and being creative and unique in the way we do it. May go beyond what our traditional livestock might be. Maybe we're looking at insect farming, or maybe we're looking at alternative protein sources. But in order to feed the growing population, as well as being sustainable and taking care of our environment at the same time.